Okay, so we are going to now make a construction of animal's head. And as you can see here, I'm going to draw and construct a lion. So again, I'm going to look at the photo that I have using our simple shapes. Okay, and I want to get a basic kind of lion's head first and foremost. So there's lots of shapes I can see. For the base of the head, I'm going to start with an oval. And I can see that the head is symmetrical and there is a symmetry line going down along so, and I'm going to put a little cross on it for where the eyes are going to go. So I can see the eyes are here-ish, and they are oval shaped. Okay, now on top of the oval shape I can see that there is the nose, and that is projecting out. I'm going to draw a triangle here for the shape of the nose, and I can see that there are semi-ovals going over it like that. I can see the mouth has form as well. It is, and I'm going to give that 2 ovals here, like so. I'm going to extend that down. I can see the chin fits about here. I'm going to shade in that shape there for where the mouth is, and I can see the chin has got texture for fur along here. I can see that the bridge of the nose is here, and perhaps then the head is a little bit larger and more maybe diamond shaped when I look again. Okay, now I can see that the ear is there. It's quite dark. It may not appear on your screen, but there is an ear which is a shape like so, and that is buried in the lion's mane. And I can see there's layers of fur, and I'm going to use irregular and zigzag shapes to draw the mane of my lion. Which is kind of almost heart-shaped on the mane, like so. Okay. Yep, there's my face drawn, and then you can see here I have another photo from the side view where there's a slight projection on the face. So I'm going to draw how the head is projecting forward. So I'm going to maybe draw a semicircle, and on the semicircle there would be the nose shape like so, the mouth here, the chin, all connecting together, and the eye would go here. The ear then will be like so, and then the mane. So my animal head that I'm going to make will have projecting going up, sideways, and all around. Okay, so there is my drawing and design done. So I have used my very simple shapes to try and draw what I see in my photograph here of my lion, and that will suffice. So I'm going to move this to one side, and I am going to use some materials now to make the lion's head. So when you're using with construction materials, it's very good to use things like newspaper, cardboard, and different materials like that. So I'm going to start off to try and create the circle base for my lion's head with newspaper. So I am now squishing a ball of newspaper really firmly together, like so. And I am going to use some old newspaper to wrap them, like so. And I'm really trying to compact that down really heavily. And I'm using my hands to form it and shape it into a sphere. So I'm translating my 2D shape drawing into a 3D form. Now, it's best if you use one sheet at a time, and then you use your hands then to shape and model your artwork, like so. So I'm going to keep building and rolling this in newspaper till I get a desired size. And broadsheets are best for this because they offer the most amount of newspaper. I'm going to flatten the base of my structure off the table, like so. So it'll give my lion's head a semi-oval appearance. And then I'm going to wrap it in some tape, like so. So this is going to be the basis for my head. So as you can see, it's slightly flat and it is rounded. Okay, so I'm not covering this in an array of tape yet, as I don't need to. Now I am prepping some strips of tape like so, and I'm going to stick them to the edge of my table, so that when I'm making my next couple of elements and features for my lion, I'm going to have my tape prepped and ready to go. Usually when I'm making a construction, I like to have, I like to stand, and usually in class time I would have the pupils actually, they will put their chairs in and they'll stand. Another great construction material is cardboard, and you can have different types of cardboards. As you can see here, this cardboard is just single cardboard that has a backing on it like so. And this is what inside most cardboards look like, where they have a light sheet of paper stuck to one side. They have corrugated cardboard in the inside, and then on one side they have a more durable piece of card. So as you can see, if I try and deconstruct this, you can see how the cardboard is made. It's the corrugation inside the cardboard that's giving it strength. Now we can use that to manipulate for our art. Okay, so if, let's say, I'm to make my ears for my lion, I'm going to make 2 pieces of cardboard about the same size, like so, and with a marker I'm going to draw an oval shape, like the oval that we drew initially for the ear of the lion, like so. And I'm going to cut the first piece out, and I'm going to use that as a template to cut the second piece out so that they are symmetrical. Like so. Now, you will notice that the cardboard, that I have here, I've cut it in a way where the lines are going up and down. That's important because I'm actually going to tear through the lines with a pencil. That is important because it is going to allow my cardboard to bend, like so. That will give me a nice curved effect for my ear. If I didn't do that, I would end up with ridges and lines, and it's not going to bend nicely. So it's important that if you want to curve, or if you want a bending piece of form, and you need to use cardboard for it to have some structure, you can actually release the back of the cardboard like this in order for it to bend and be pliable enough to manipulate, which is great. If you only have a single sheet of cardboard that doesn't have the corrugation on the inside, you can't do this. It's not going to be as easily sculpted. Okay, now I can apply those ears on like so, which will give me a nice ear effect, which is good. Or I can notch into my cardboard like this. And what that will allow me to do will be to help join on my ear. So I can actually fold those 2 parts in, those 2 little tabs, and they will actually overlap each other. If I bend them like that, you can see that I have a ear that is curving and actually resembles an ear on the lion. So I'm going to use some tape now to secure that into position, and I'm going to prep that like so. So there is one ear, and then I'm going to bend my cardboard, tabs, lock it in, and then with some tape I am going to just hold it in place. Now the masking tape is just for holding things in place until at a later date we paper mache them. So there is my 2 ears. I can use this piece of cardboard to create my nose. So I'm going to make the top part of the lion's nose, which is here, and then I may also have the flat part of his nose as well. So if I cut that out, and then if I want to create nostrils, have a nose. And then with my scissors, I can score it back and fold down. And then I will have the nose on my lion. It's crooked, so I'm going to do it again. And bend it down. That's better. And that will give me the nose shape, like so. Okay. Now, so I've just cut down some of the broadsheet into smaller sections, and I'm going to use these to build up the two front lips on the lion's mouth. So there is number one. And I'm just making more spheres from my newspaper here. And again, I'm trying to do it one piece of paper at a time. These are quite solid. And the reason that you need to make sure that your under structures are solid before you do paper mache is that when the paper mache goes onto this, it's going to make it very wet, and if it's not strong, the wet glue and water mixture is going to make your structure dissolve, and if it's very light structurally, and it's not going to stay up, and it'll just turn soggy. Okay, so I'm now going to make the chin shape, and for my chin I'm saying maybe more of an oval shape would be more appropriate. And as you can see, I'm using the newspaper like so to wrap around like this for the chin shape, like so. Okay, then for the eyes, again, I'm going to use maybe 2 sheets of the newspaper to scrunch and roll, and I will use my tape then to transform them into more of a neat sphere. For the eyes, because they're an important feature, I'm going to actually use a lot of tape. Like this. Okay. And that was 2 sheets of paper. And again, I've got 2 sheets here, the same. So it's important that you remember how many sheets you use if you're looking for symmetry, because if you use one too many, it will mean you won't achieve that symmetry. And then I'm using the tape then and my hands to form the newspaper into a ball. So now I have nearly every element ready except for the eyelids. Okay, so again, I'm going to use my scissors and I'm going to cut down my cardboard like so, and I am going to draw a shape for the eyelid, and that's the top eyelid, and then I'm going to do another one for the bottom one. Okay, so do like so. Okay. Just going to prep some more masking tape. Now, at this stage, I could also use this piece of card to create a base around the head of my lion, also to give it a little flat plate for where it's going to sit on the wall. Also at this stage, you might like, if you have a piece of string, you can use this string to tape on to this so that you can actually hang your line up at a later stage. So I am just going to shred this up. This would be more difficult later on to do if I don't do this now, because I'm going to be joining the lion's head to this piece of cardboard. So this is just a very simple way to do that. Now I am going to have it stuck in like so. This is going to be the part that's going against the wall, and I might just tape that down so that when I'm paper macheing and painting, that the string doesn't get all glue, and I'm just using a piece of tape here to protect the string. Like so. So that now is going to create a nice backing for my lion, for the head. I'm just going to use some tape now, like so, to attach the cardboard to the newspaper. Now, you can see that there are some gaps and holes here, and the tape is helping to contour and bridge that little gap. I'll be able to layer over these holes with layers of newspaper at the paper mache stage. I can see I'm going to just squish that down to make it like so. Now, so this is the top of my lion's head. So I'm going to again use some tape to just hold that in position, and that now is satisfactory. Okay, so I'm going to put in the chin first. Now, you can imagine that you're going to require a large amount of masking tape for this project, especially if you are doing it with a large class. Everyone will need tape at the same time, and usually what I do is I will have people in pairs. So if you have 20 kids, you get 10 tapes, and then they can share the tape and they can work well in teams. Okay, so there's my chin. Like so. And you can see how I'm constructing now the forms together to represent the lion's face. Okay, so there is the mouth coming together. Now, when you are using your tape, it's important that you stick your tape down flat, like so, and that it doesn't actually take away from the detail of the form that you've created. Now, this shape will need some tape like so to help stick it down in place. And you can see how the tape now is creating a nice line between the snout and the face. I'm using the tape now to have a nice contour on the face here as well. And I'm going to tape the tape down. So the tape is giving my piece a lot more structure and a lot more strength. But you can, as you can see here, it's starting to lift, so I'm going to tape the tape down as well. And I'm really being quite forceful with it at times. Now I'm going to position the piece of card like so, and you can see how the nose is really taking on shape there. How the flat piece of cardboard is really helping to give the bridge of the nose. Here so that the tape actually gives a little bit of support there on the crown of the lion's head. Now, so at this stage the eyes are going to be going in about here, and I have my eyeballs like so, and they might be slightly too big, so I'm going to remake them. And I'm going to just use one sheet of newspaper for this now, because the large eyes would have looked very unattractive, and I put so much work into this part, it would be a shame to make it not my best work. But perhaps I could use one of the eyes to give the nose projection underneath there. No, they're too big as well, so I don't need to do that. Now I'm going to tape my nose down here, like so. See, it is slightly disappearing at this stage, but when I paint it and after I've paper mache'd it, it will look good. Now, so I'm going to just make one eye and one ear at this stage, and in the next video for paper mache I'll have a finished lion. So there's one eye, and the eye will look good like so. And I'm just going to tape the eye down. Now also, if you didn't want three-dimensional eyes, you could also have just paper mache'd over where the eyes are, and they could be painted on. So I'm using tape here to stick the eye on all the way around, like that, and that will work as an eye. It's maybe not a very detailed eye, but it is functional. And if you like that style eye, that's great, go for that. But I'm actually going to add cardboard over that. And you can see I'm twisting and manipulating the cardboard like so. And I'm going to use that shape to create an eyelid. And the matching shape, again, I'm manipulating it on my fingers. And that will create the bottom lid. And those two crescents overlapping each other will create the eye of the lion. Okay, and I want that to have an edge, so I want to keep that edge very visible, like how it would be on an eye. And you can see I'm using a fair bit of tape again to make that join on. And the top eyelash or top eyelid is going to, I might notch it here and here again, and I will copy the notches on my top. And that'll help them to bend in like so. To tape down my eye. And then my ear, I can position it that way, perhaps. And again, I'm going to repeat this on the other side the same. for the next video. Okay, and I'm taping it around like so. And now I have a very solid, constructed animal head, like so. Now, if I wanted as well, I can add another layer of detail on. I have this corrugated card, which is quite a nice texture. And perhaps if I cut strips like this, and then with my scissors, I can cut down into it. Okay, and what I could do then is I will have now different layers of card that I can stick on, and that, working all the way around the lion's head, will give me a very nice element of texture for the mane. And you can imagine that all the way around the lion's head in a fan will give a nice arrangement. I can, when this is painted and finished, I can also use different types of fabrics and wools, or different shredded papers, or, you know, any other material that will give a nice fur texture to my piece. So I look forward to seeing you now in the second part of the video, where I will show you how to paper mache. Thank you.